Everything Mikel Arteta said about Athletic Club, injuries to Odegaard and White, and Saliba's return. Mikel Arteta faced the media in Bilbao ahead of Arsenal's Champions League opener against Athletic Club, and Football.London was there to catch every word. From key injury updates to his personal reflections on returning to the Basque Country, here's everything the Arsenal boss had to say. A return home, a fresh start, and a big opportunity. Speaking from the iconic San Mamés Stadium, Arteta appeared energized as he prepared his side for their Champions League debut this season. "We're excited to start again, from zero, in a beautiful place like this," Arteta said. "It's a special stadium, and we're looking forward to the atmosphere. Now it's about building momentum and taking those first steps forward." Team news: Saliba travels, but key names still missing. William Saliba was spotted flying with the squad to Spain, a positive sign for the Gunners. While he took part in Friday's training session, Arteta confirmed it had come a bit too soon for him to feature against Nottingham Forest last weekend. Ben White, however, was notably absent from training. Football.London understands his absence was due to a minor issue, and the club is being cautious. When asked about the status of Martin Odegaard, Arteta delivered a disappointing update. "No, Martin's not available. Gabby, Jesus, Kai Havertz, Ben White, and Martin are all still out unfortunately," he confirmed. The evolution of football, and Arsenal's tactical adaptability. Arteta also spoke about the shifting landscape of modern football, noting the increased use of set pieces, long throws, and more direct styles of play. "The game evolves," he said. "It's faster, there's less space, and everyone's looking for an edge. You have to be good at everything now, that's the only way to win." A personal connection to Bilbao, and the emotions of returning. As a native of San Sebastian and a former Real Sociedad player, Arteta was visibly moved to be back in the Basque region. "We landed in Bilbao. That's usually how I get home to San Sebastian. My whole family is from there. You can feel the passion, the rivalry, the football culture here. I've never been to this stadium before, so I'm really looking forward to it." When asked whether most of his family would attend the match, Arteta smiled. "Not all of them, but a big group will be here, and I can't wait." Squad rotation, injuries, and adapting on the fly. Champions League campaigns demand rotation, but with injuries stacking up, Arteta's options are already limited. "Right now we don't have everyone fit, so that naturally affects how much we can rotate," he said. "But when the competition is high and the performances are there, you want to give players opportunities to contribute. That's how you win games." With Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus sidelined, questions were raised about Victor's workload up front. "Victor is doing really well at the moment, so I'm happy with him," Arteta said. "But we have options. Leo can play there, Mikel did it against Forest. We'll adapt." Bukayo Saka injury update. On Bukayo Saka, Arteta kept things vague but hopeful. "There's still a lot to assess. It's too early to say when he'll be back, but you know him, he'll do everything possible to return as soon as he can." Aiming for glory, and learning from last season. Arsenal reached the semi-finals of the Champions League last season, a major step forward, but one that left a sting. "We proved we can compete with anyone. But to go all the way, you need two things, a fully fit squad at the key moments, and the ability to be decisive when it counts," Arteta said. Was Arsenal's heavy summer investment, over £250 million, partly a response to last season's injuries? There were games where we had just 13 fit players and were still fighting. That's tough. Even so, we gave ourselves an incredible chance and were just unlucky not to reach the final. A painful semi-final, and the fire it ignites. David Raya, earlier in the day, admitted the semi-final loss still hurts. Arteta agreed. "You get so close, and then you realize what you need to do to get back there. That's where the focus is now," he said. "We believed we could go all the way last season, and now we want to be even better." Arsenal ready to take the final step. When asked if his squad is now equipped to go further, Arteta remained grounded, but ambitious. "That's the goal. But it's a long journey, and the margins are razor-thin," he said. "You have to be at your very best when it matters." With Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United all boasting Champions League titles, is there added pressure for Arsenal to finally join that elite list? "That's what makes it so special," Arteta replied. "Our history shows how tough it is. We haven't won it yet, and that's the challenge. That's the energy that pushes us. Lessons from Pep, and the long road to the top. Arteta knows firsthand how close, and how difficult, Champions League glory can be. His time alongside Pep Guardiola at Manchester City shaped that understanding. Even the top clubs fail many times before they succeed. It took Pep's team years. You miss far more than you hit, and that's the nature of this competition. That's what we want to change here at Arsenal. A crucial test in Bilbao, and a familiar face on the opposite bench. Tuesday's clash against Athletic Club presents more than just a competitive fixture, it's also a reunion. Arteta will go head-to-head once again with Ernesto Valverde, just weeks after their sides met during pre-season at the Emirates. Their tactical duel then offered only glimpses of what's to come, but this time, the stakes are real. Valverde, a seasoned manager with European pedigree, will know exactly how to challenge Arsenal's fluid attacking setup. And for Arteta, facing an opponent who knows Spanish football inside and out adds an extra layer of complexity. "He's someone I have great respect for," Arteta said. "His teams are always incredibly well organized. We know it won't be easy." Athletic Club, for their part, come into the match with strong domestic momentum and a fan base eager to see their side test themselves against one of Europe's elite. The sold-out crowd at San Mamés is expected to generate an intense atmosphere, one that could rattle even the most seasoned of sides. Injury crisis shaping Arsenal's early campaign. Beyond the tactical considerations, Arsenal's growing injury list has begun to shape the early narrative of their season. Odegaard's continued absence is particularly damaging, not just tactically, but in terms of leadership and rhythm. His ability to dictate tempo and link transitions has been central to Arsenal's identity under Arteta. Ben White's knock further disrupts an already fragile backline, while the continued unavailability of Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz places added burden on young forward Victor Boniface, who has so far impressed but now faces the reality of sustained responsibility. The concern is that without key figures, Arsenal's depth will be tested sooner than expected, particularly in a group stage that leaves little room for error. Internally, the club remains confident, but the pressure to manage minutes and keep players fit is growing. Media and fan reaction, hope, concern, and expectation. The press in both Spain and England have seized on Arsenal's return to San Mamés as a story of homecoming, ambition, and unfinished business. Spanish outlets highlighted Arteta's emotional ties to the region and the cultural significance of the matchup. Meanwhile, in England, coverage has focused more on the growing injury toll and the early season stress on squad depth. Supporters, too, have expressed mixed emotions. On Arsenal forums and social media, optimism about the club's trajectory is tempered by anxiety over player fitness and the risk of burnout so early in the season. Many point to last season's late collapse in Europe as a cautionary tale, one that can only be avoided through smart rotation and better injury prevention. Setting the tone for the campaign ahead. There's a broader sense that this match, though technically just the start of the group stage, carries symbolic weight. A convincing performance, especially under adverse conditions, would send a clear message that this version of Arsenal has the maturity, resilience, and tactical versatility to go further than last year. Arteta, now entering his 5th season in charge, understands the importance of moments like this, not just for progression in the competition, but for belief inside the dressing room. "You can't always control the timing of injuries or setbacks," he said. "But what you can control is how you respond. That's what defines teams in the Champions League." Looking ahead, a season defined by fine margins. As the Champions League campaign kicks off, Arsenal finds itself in familiar territory, full of promise, ambition, and expectation, but facing real obstacles. Whether this team can break through and finally claim the European glory that has long eluded the club remains to be seen. But for now, in the heart of the Basque Country, under the lights of San Mamés, the journey begins, not with grand declarations, but with quiet determination. The margins will be tight. The road will be long. But Arteta and his players are ready to take the first step.